Why isn't Mark Kelly ready for the national stage quite yet? As I was reading some of the different news stories today, Senator Mark Kelly will not be the next vice president, but his consideration as Kamala Harris's running mate secured him an extra level of gravitas as a lawmaker. Pablo, you like how I rolled my R on that one? Thank you. His gravitas puts him on a spot on the short list of formidable future presidential candidates. Are we a guy that couldn't make the cut for VP? Are we tossing his name around for president in the not-so-distant future? If we think he could be the president in the future, why is he not ready to be the president right now then, Joe?
I was working so hard on that analogy, I didn't have my mic on.
Good.
He's not ready to be president now because he's still a little too bland. He needs that shine. He needs to get shined up a little bit more. And I've got my analogy for you. I think you're going to like this. You're going to have to help me with how to apply it to his field of work.
Okay.
But to me, I think about baseball, and the best baseball players out there are known as five-tool players. So a five-tool player is somebody who has they hit for average. So they're like a Derek Jeter. They hit over 300. They hit a lot of singles, doubles. They get on base.
Okay.
They hit for power, so home run hitter.
Or doubles are better, or what?
Just power. So they can bounce it over the wall, or they just hit it right out.
Okay.
Speed. So they're getting 30+ stolen bases every year. They're fast.
Okay.
Throwing obviously has an arm. You think like an outfielder, like a Bo Jackson, can one-hop it into the catcher. And fielding. Somebody who, again, isn't going to let the ball get past them, isn't going to make a lot of errors. That's a five-tool player in baseball.
Okay. Hold on.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think here.
But
you mentioned Ricky Henderson. Mm-hmm. Is he a five-tool player? He was never really a power hitter, was he?
I'd have to go to Google to come up with
famous
five-tool players. I would say like Barry Bonds was before he was on the juice. He is a stereotypical five-tool player.
Before he went all to power.
When he was a little thinner and he could still get steals.
So Ken Griffey Jr.,
yes.
You mentioned Bo Jackson. Would Tony Gwynn fall into that category? Because Tony was not a power hitter and he wasn't fast.
No. Best examples of five-tool players.
Okay.
Mike Trout with the Angels.
Okay, nobody likes
Shohei Ohtani, the guy who both pitches and...
that guy's the best baseball player in history.
Then some classic ones.
Yeah.
Willie Mays and Ted Williams.
Okay.
An evil Dodger who plays currently. He's injured. Mookie Betts.
Okay.
And I'm also seeing the Seattle Mariner, Julio Rodriguez, who's a younger guy.
So even like Gonzo wouldn't be on that list.
No.
Okay.
No, you think like the tops of the game. Barry Bonds, Ken Griffey Jr. Griffey Jr. was a good one. A-Rod, another good one, as much as he would falter in the playoffs.
All right. But Gonzo's not one of those guys.
No. But so a lot of people throw out there, though, four-tool players. So they're lacking a tool.
Okay, so wait a minute. Just to go back to what you were saying here, because I know that you're going to bring this analogy back to the vice presidential stuff.
Yes.
So I threw out some names that you said, no, they're not five-tool players, but they're Hall of Famers, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so a four-tool player then is still pretty exceptional. I mean, Hall of Fame worthy.
Heck, it can be if you're exceptional at those four tools. Yeah.
Okay.
Of course.
All right. So, okay. All right. Go ahead.
So, tons of four-tool players.
Okay.
Just players who lack one of those five skills. Again, hitting average, hitting power, speed, throwing, fielding. Okay. So they don't have one of those skills. How do we transition this to politics? Because I definitely think a five-tool politician would be a great fundraiser, for sure.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to write these down. Fundraisers. Okay.
I think they would be a great communicator.
Okay.
Like
Reagan or Obama.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, don't have to necessarily agree with their message, but when they get up and deliver a speech or when they're working behind the scenes, they are a great communicator, orator. They possess that skill.
Okay.
Likability. So they poll well. And you put them in a room and people go, you know what? I just like that person.
I used to hear that Clinton would walk into a room and all eyes were on him.
There you go.
Okay.
Track record? You feel good about track record?
Yeah, like a history of accomplishments, you mean?
It's changed over time for sure. But I think it could also be you can't dig up a lot of mud on them, too.
Oh, okay.
Like, I think Mark Kelly, maybe you could try to ding him for the China stuff a little bit.
Well, it depends on how it's
spun.
Exactly.
But in general, I mean, you're not going to find out, like, as far as we know, Mark Kelly didn't have an affair and, cheat on Gabby Giffords.
Right.
Things
Doug
like
Emhoff
that.
did on his first wife, though.
With the nanny.
With the nanny.
Not good.
Very Schwarzenegger of him.
The last one.
Okay, so wait a minute. Let's go back to this track record thing, because I love that you're doing this 5-tool thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so track record could be voting record.
Definitely.
Could be personal history.
Mm-hmm. Just anything in your past.
All right, or career. I
Yeah.
would say, because, like, for instance, Trump, not real strong in the whole personal history thing, but very strong when it comes to the career success.
People love him. He's a businessman. He's an outsider, of course.
Okay, love this. I love this.
The
okay.
one that I think Kelly lacks, that I think is a defining tool for a politician, would be like charisma, or what the kids say these days, Riz, or the it factor. Mark Kelly is looked at as he's just kind of like Tim Walz in that he's just a guy. And people say, well, he's relatable. But Mark Kelly is not charismatic. And what they liked about Tim Walz is they say, you know what? This guy can come up with the one-liner. That's not Mark Kelly. He's not going to hit you and go, wow. He's going to be the guy who is more the fly on a wall. In a big room, he's just hanging out and watching too. He's not the guy who everybody goes, oh, look, that's Mark Kelly. Oh, gosh, I want to talk to him.
So that's different than affability or likability then in your mind.
I do think so, yeah.
Okay.
I think Mark Kelly, incredibly likable.
Yeah.
People go, hey, you know what? That guy married to Gabby Giffords, was a fighter pilot. He went to space.
But he's not engaging. He's not an electric eel in the tank. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
But Walz kind of is that. He's
a runner, Chris.
Come on. He can do the whole, you're weird, right?
Yes.
All right. Whereas Kelly would not have done the you're weird.
He knows how to play the social media game. Walz does. Whereas Kelly needs to learn that skill. Do you think there's a better way to define that than Riz? Than charisma, or the one-liner, the zinger?
No, I think that's it. I think when you're up against Trump Vance and Trump is going to counterpunch and that Trump is, you better have either a really good first punch when you're dealing with Trump, or you better be able to counter the counterpunch.
Yeah, you got to have a real, is it a stiff jaw? Do you want you don't want a glass jaw.
No,
I
no.
know that.
Pablo, what is that? Stiff jaw?
Glass jaw, you're in trouble. But what is it if you can take a punch? What kind of a jaw do you have?
Is that a rock hard jaw? What is that?
I don't know. I don't know.
You're a terrible boxing
Glass
commentator.
jaw.
No, glass jaw is bad.
That's bad.
Yes.
Got a good beard if you can take a punch.
Got a good beard.
Good beard.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So
Very
Mark
good.
Kelly needs to take his stash and turn it into a beard.
All right. I'm in.
That's what Pablo's telling me.
I think he's making that up.
Well,
Okay.
we're going with it, Pablo.
I thought a beard was like a gay guy's wife. Wasn't that?
Chris.
Is that it?
We're not going there.
Isn't
on
that what a beard
Wednesday.
is? No?
Not on a hump day, Chris. No.
Okay. All right.
No.
I like this, the 5 tools. Is there anything else, though, that the politician has to have?
Fundraising, communication.
I think fundraising is the one that we don't think about,
Oh, it's
but
important.
the
though.
politicians think about that.
And Mark Kelly has that in spades. Apparently, he is a great fundraiser.
Yeah, well, of course. It's like, hey, Joe, line 1 is an astronaut senator, would like to talk to you. Who turns that down?
There you go.
Right. Okay. Communicator like Reagan, like Obama, likable, somebody who I would say Joe Biden had a high likability factor in 2016. Right now, you're just kind of a weird sympathy factor for him now. But I think Biden had that going for him. I would agree with you on the track record stuff, whether that's their voting record or their personal history or their career. I think the career and the personal history is where Kelly has that in spades. But the voting record, you've pointed out before that he kind of throws his name on some stuff that's already going on, right?
I see
Whether
a
that's a
lot
border
of
issue.
press releases lately that are Cinema and Kelly.
Yeah. So look for him to sponsor more, not to write more bills, not just sponsor them, but to write more bills. Okay. In the next 4 years. And then he's got to try to find that electric eel inside. His Riz, his
My cousins text me
It
right
factor.
now, Joe, and they were disappointed, but it's called iron chin.
The iron chin.
That's what it's
Okay.
called when you
Yeah.
can take
There
a
you
punch.
go. You're not a glass jaw. You got the iron chin.
Right. Now beards can go back to what they used to be defined as.
That's good.
I like that.
Iron chin.
Very good.
Thanks for watching The Chris and Joe Show. Click to see more from Chris and Joe, and tap the button in the middle to subscribe to KTAR News.